And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. It's Triple B. We got fun times up ahead and another author for you to be read. Just remember what your beastie said and be beast friends forever with me. There you go. Just felt like switching it up. But anyway, we got a great show tonight. I've got an awesome guest, just a fantastic person and fantastic indie author. I read their novella over here, Best Ghost. I was terrified. I cannot wait to talk to him about that. And I'm excited to dive into his trilogy, which he also just had a Christmas one come out that I'm excited about. So we got a lot to chat about. But more than that, as I already see in the comments, a very nice comment from Richard Holiday, that this author is just a fantastic person that a lot of people love. So I'm excited to have him on here, excited for you all to get to know him and get to meet him, to hear his story, and to support him because he deserves a spotlight. And I'm excited to give it to him tonight. My guest, the one and only CJ Daley.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's first one for me, really, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll see how much I mess up. That's all.
Well, we got it. It's going to be a good time. Let me shout out Richard Holiday here. He said he couldn't stay very late, but he's proud to call you a friend and proud of your writing achievements and that you're awesome. And I agree with all the above. So thank you, Richard. That is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, and thank you, Richard, as always.
And then we got Timothy Janata on here. What's up? Greetings. Salivations. I don't know if that was, knowing Timothy, that probably wasn't an autocorrect. He probably meant to write salivations. J.A. from across the pond is here. What's up? Hey. Thanks for being here, man. And anybody else who is in the chat, if you like to just hang out and relax, have fun with us, that's fine. You don't need to put anything in the chat. But if you do think of a question or anything like that for CJ, throw it in there. I'll be sure to ask him. If you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you as well. And for everybody, in the description, I've got CJ's books links, so go check those out and jump on it because he is a fantastic writer, as I can attest to because I read this beautiful little novella that I won in a giveaway, which was awesome. And it's not very long, but it's very scary. You got me good, man. You got me good. I was I was hooked, and yeah, you write that suspensefulness very, very well. So I'm excited to dive into the Cemetery Collection trilogy. So let's start there. Why don't you just tell everybody what genre you write? Obviously, I said I was scared, so people probably know it's horror already. But tell us what genre you write, and then tell us a little bit about the Cemetery trilogy.
Sure. So I'm CJ Daley. Best Ghost was my first sample of anything I wrote, and it's a novelette about two best friends that think they're the best ghost hunters ever. And they're willing to put that to the test in my fictional town of Cemetery's most haunted place, which is the old mayor's mansion, as it's been called. And that really took off for me. It's gotten over several hundred downloads, a couple hundred purchases since I went wide, which is just amazing. So thanks everyone. And as a sampler, I guess it's really exactly what you would hope for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You killed it, man.
Of a straight horror thriller. It's a haunted mansion story, really, but it's modern tech.
Oh, there you are. I lost you for a second.
Oh, I thought I lost you. Okay.
Oh no. Well, it could have been me. Let me see. Good gravy. All right. Well, now, of course, now my Wi-Fi is good, so who knows? It could have been both of us. But anyway, we're both here now, or we're both gone and only can see each other. We'll see if anybody says anything in the chat. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. So it's horror, mystery, thriller. To me, those things all really blend. Sometimes you'll see in reviews that people really disagree with that, which is totally fine. So it's a haunted mansion story, but with a modern twist in the sense that they have like really high tech and stuff. I mean, any ghost show you watch is going to have that kind of
Yeah.
things, but they have the brand new ones. They have flashy stuff. And then that led me into introducing the town of Cemetery, and then my novel Welcome to Cemetery is actually a crime thriller and horror.
Sounds so good.
So it's detective led. It's got a bit of a police procedural feel to it, but it's got really dark descriptions, which is why I still throw horror in there. Although it is really a murder mystery that just tangles into many murders, honestly.
Nice,
And
nice,
then
awesome.
in October, I released Tales from Cemetery, and Tales from Cemetery is a short story accompaniment to Welcome to Cemetery, which is a bunch of stories that take place around the town of Cemetery, kind of like campfire stories. They're a bit more straight horror. Some of them are featuring cryptids or zombies or things that aren't really in the grounded world of Cemetery,
Right.
but give that world a more lived-in feel with some of the kids telling stories and stuff like that. And then just this Tuesday, actually, I released my Christmas novelette called "Off with Their Sleds,"
Yeah.
which is bringing back my two main detectives for the first time since March
Oh,
when my novel
nice.
came out. And that's kind of like it's supposed to be dark and humorous, and it's a bit of a side mission story, as opposed to obviously a direct sequel that would be full length.
Oh, very cool. All right, so then would you let me shout out some people quick. We got a lot of people hopping in here while we were talking. Mark from Mark's Book Lounge is here. What's up, Mark? Thanks for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Mr. Timothy Wolf, another awesome author and Bearded Book Beast channel member. What's up, Timothy? Thanks for being here. And Tobias Youngblood, another awesome author who was on Beast Runs Forever recently. Thanks for being here, Tobias. Appreciate you. Um, so with all those out now, would you say there is like a order that you would recommend people read everything in, or can they really start and go anywhere?
Yeah, so I really designed most of them to be like a pick up and read what you
Yeah,
want. I would say Off with Their Sleds, the Christmas one that just came out,
yeah,
as a sequel side mission story. There are some spoilers in there. You
okay,
would want to read the novel first.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Best Ghost mentions the town. There are hints of Best Ghost mentioned in my novel.
Oh, cool.
And then my short stories, there's some prequely kind of information you can pick up on.
Okay.
But there's also, if you haven't read it before, if you read the short stories first, there is things you'll pick up on when you read the novel. So I really
Oh,
try to design it so like one, two, three, any of the numbers you put in there can really be anything you want to pick up.
love it, man. That is fantastic. Now, what is your thing you're currently working on right now? Since
So
the Christmas one came out.
I'm working on a break.
Good for you.
Well, recently I am one of the authors that is taking part in the Fanfi Addict Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
It did just end, but I do have a story in there. So Ed Crocker is our resident
Yeah.
professional editor, so he's working on line edits. And then I assume I'll get those back soon because obviously
Mhm.
we were funded, so we're going to get everything, the final bits in motion. But I will probably work on that before I start something else. But I also decided for 2026, for everyone signed up for my newsletter, I'm going to do a chapter or two a month on a story that people got to vote on, which will then be released afterwards.
That's exciting. I love that. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
gave them four options, and the votes are still out. Obviously, we're pretty early in December, so I
yeah.
don't really want to give anyone. I don't, or want to give everyone a chance to get to it
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they haven't gone to it yet. But there's a couple cool options. All original except for one I did offer was it features Detective Williams, the main character of my novel. So
Nice. Okay. Very cool. Now, how many do you feel like you have a lot more stories to tell within Cemetery, within this kind of collection and world, or do you have something totally different that you're itching to work on down the road?
well, I will say, I mean, I guess I can share, but a lot of my votes have been towards something outside of Cemetery, which is actually a zombie thriller,
Ooh.
and I'm sure horror with the way that I write things a little darker, but that is. the idea that I have is called the Squeakers universe.
Ooh, I like that.
Kind of
Okay,
a
okay.
little sillier, but also thinking like as the body decays, how zombies are always groaning. If
Hmm.
they rotted, maybe they would squeak instead. Is pretty much where the idea spawned.
Oh, okay, okay. I like it.
And two of the options I offered, which people have been voting for, are two different stories in that universe, which I actually was planning to make anyway.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty
and then
cool.
I mean for Cemetery, especially with the short story collection, or originally my list of ideas was like 20, 30 stories long. And then it wasn't really going the way I wanted. And then I'm like, well, if it goes out and it does well, there could always be Tales from Cemetery Volume 2 or something like that. So, and of course, I do have a sequel idea that would be a full length novel for my detectives as well.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
All a matter of writing them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's always the thing, right? Getting to that to all those ideas you got bouncing around up there. But I'd say, when did you say that your novella, your first one, came out?
Best Ghost I originally released in July of 2023.
Okay, so you've done a lot in just a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, I did. So I finished actually Welcome to Cemetery before I even wrote Best Ghost.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and then this year, because I wanted to do releasing a couple of rapid releases to get a bit of a backlog out there, I did a lot of editing this year.
That'll keep you busy.
Yeah, it's fun to do, but it's also takes away the fun of writing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do any original writing other than polishing up for that Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am excited to not really have anything for publication right now, so I could just go straight into ideas.
Oh yeah, man, that's exciting. That's a good feeling. Why? Yeah, and I feel like you've built up a nice little catalog now, where if somebody picks up one thing, they'll look and be like, "Oh wow, he's got all these other things too." So feel like you're in a great spot, man. You're kicking butt. You should be proud of it.
I mean, they do, inside trading info for indie authors, of course.
Right.
They do really say that that is the kind of thing that you need is to
Yep.
work on a backlog.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta have that that stuff, because if someone loves it, you want to keep them buying more things and coming back, right? And also, if they're hesitant because you're an indie author, they might be like, "Oh wow, they've written all this stuff, so they must be legit." Instead of just one thing and that's all they see for forever, then it's like, ah. So yeah, you're doing it right, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the hope is that people find it that way. There's of course the chance that you put out one and it's incredibly successful, especially with the great indie community we have.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I just kind of sat on a few things going through like beta and alpha reads, so I ended up with a bunch at once.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, I love all your covers, so let's walk through your covers. I got some images I'll share, but let's start with your novella here. It's very creepy, which fits the story very well. So talk us through how this first cover went for you. How did you find the cover artist or get the cover done, and how did that experience go for you?
Yeah, so funny enough, I don't know if it's funny. Luckily enough, as I started to do it, I was putting it out as a sample, so it was just for my newsletter,
Yeah.
meaning that it would remain free, and I didn't really have a way to recoup any of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually started with me looking at like 2 to 3 thousand stock photos,
Oh yeah.
and I actually made that cover on Canva.
Looks pretty good, man. I like it.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorites, and part of it maybe because I made a cover of my own that I didn't think was
Yeah.
trash. That kind of, especially
Kinda
first time.
helps. Yeah, right, right. And it
But
was your
yeah, I
first
mean,
one,
I had
so yeah.
a black and white photo, and I edited it. Obviously, I think the gold and purple works great together.
Oh yeah, yep, it
But
does.
yeah, I kept it the way it was because I really, to me, it had become what the cover was. There was no, even when I went wide with it, I'm like, why would I change it? I
Mhm.
think it's really a creepy photo.
Oh, it is. It is. It fits very well. So I love it. So let me share my screen so we can walk through the other ones. Let me make sure. Okay, it's that one. It always takes me a minute. There's so many steps they make me do here. I can't
Oh, I
just,
have.
once I hit share screen, then I have to click on it, and then I gotta. You'll see. So now
Certainly,
I
I
have
have
to add it.
here as well.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I don't want you to have to hold it up. That's all right. That's all
I
right.
appreciate it.
Now
But
I've,
yeah,
I've
so
come I've come too far.
full
So
circle,
all
we
right.
made it.
So
Yeah,
let
so
me
this
move
one,
this in.
this is for my full length Welcome to Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I had the idea of it just being a road sign and kind of have some ominous stuff mixed in the background for a
Yeah.
while. And I was actually just watching your interview with the author of Jester, and he used Miblar as well. So
Yep.
I actually went with Miblar too. A couple people in
Nice.
the industry had talked about how they are really good with customer service and design, and it's really not a backbreaking purchase to make. But they were putting out covers that, like, passed that thumbnail test as you normally worry about with how Amazon shells off a little 2-inch picture.
Oh
So
yeah.
uh, one of the things I'll say, shout out to Mibble, is I had them change this 9,000 times, and they really stuck with me and let me nitpick everything until I was ready with it.
Yeah.
Uh, a few of the times it was a square sign, and I'm like, no, that looks like a license plate, and we went
Oh
back and
yeah.
forth. I want that big, that big wooden sign.
Oh yeah.
And it
So
was just
good.
really back and forth collaboration with it, and I really like this one too. Obviously, you don't have the back cover, but there is a little creepy set of eyes on the back if you ever have a copy and you look
Ooh.
into it.
Hang on.
Uh,
Let me I think I saw an image when I was getting this one where it showed like a full spread, and I liked how the cover continued on to the back. Let me see. Of course, now it's not. I can't find it. Of course,
that's all right.
that's how it goes. You know. That's
I
how it
also have
always.
a pretty cool dust jacketed cover. The image is the same, but I would have really liked the inside under the dust jacket is a naked picture with none of the words on it, which is really cool.
Oh, that is. I love that. So that's on the hardcover.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, I was gonna pick it up and just get the paperback, but now I do love me a good naked hardcover. You just sold me on getting the hardcover instead. Yeah, I guess I won't share this because, of course, when I zoomed in, it gets all crazy on my computer, so it probably won't be that helpful. No one will be able to see the eyes. But when you get your copy, you heard CJ. Check out the back. All right, let me show the next one, Tales from the Cemetery. This one is so sweet. It reminds me of like the sweet movies back in the day, like going to Blockbuster, grabbing like a horror movie you haven't heard of. Like it just gives me such cool nostalgic horror vibes. I love it. And I love the green. So there it is. Tell us about this one. Same company or
So this one I actually went with an artist, Matt Seth Barnes.
oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, he works with Nick Roberts a lot. Is one of the indie authors that a lot of people know his covers for. So that's one that I read Nick Roberts. So obviously I saw the cover, and he would always tag Matt Seth Barnes in his stuff, and I was like, yeah, I gotta rope this guy into something.
Ah, that's so good,
Uh,
man.
so one thing I really would say, shout out to Matt if you're looking for anything. I mean, he's versatile, but obviously really good with horror. I gave him a few ideas,
Mhm.
and I went in with him being like, "Yeah, what are you looking for?" And to be honest with you, I was like, "Dude, I do not know." It's a short story collection. It has clowns, zombies. It has like a chupacabra type thing in it. I'm like, I don't want it to be clowny, but I do want it to be kind of movie cover
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
And he made this, no kidding, like in the next day he sent me this
Oh
over,
god.
and we didn't really. The only thing I asked to be changed is if you look closely at the cover,
Hmm.
there's actually like claw marks from one of the hands in the door.
Oh
That
yeah.
was the only
Yeah.
thing we added.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love the claw marks. So that was a good ad. That's crazy. So when he sent that back and you saw it, you must have just been like, "What?" Like that quick? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and he was super excited about it too. And like
Oh,
when
I bet.
you have someone working with you on something that's like technically your property,
Yeah.
and then for them to just be so stoked about what they created for you, I was just like, yeah, no notes.
This is good.
Uh, and we went right in. I mean, the green and we had green and red,
Mm-hmm.
and then fellow FanFi addict author and reviewer Adam Bassett was like, "Hey, just so you know, apparently like red and green bleed a lot when you print."
Oh, I didn't know
Uh,
that.
so the yellow was the only pivot, and then we were straight up finished in like a 2 day period.
That's wild, man. That's awesome. Did the artist do the typography too, or did you do that?
Yeah, Matt did it as well.
Yeah, it looks so clean. It just fits it all so good, man. Nailed it. I love this cover. And then I also love your newest one. Uh, this one's just so cool. Let's see. Share this instead. There we go. Off with their sleds. Brilliant title, by the way. And I just love this cover. So tell us about this one.
Yeah, so for this one, because it is like a direct sequel to Welcome to Cemetery, I did rope in a Mibble art again.
Nice.
And for this one, originally we did a cover. Well, I gave them some ideas, and the incredible artist did the work. But so they did one where I'm like, I think it should be like something with a sled because off
Yeah.
with their sleds. And then they gave me a really cool like cemetery background, but the sled just didn't work.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe we just focus on the Santa stuff to sell this. It's very Christmas coded.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was actually, once again, this was the second option they gave me. I really liked how the S in sleds goes behind the fire axe,
Yeah.
and that was literally it. I'm like, yeah, I think that's actually really cool.
I love when the typography is involved with the art or something on the cover. I always think that's so cool. So that was a nice touch. I
Yes, and
agree.
all thanks to Middle. So
Ah, nicely done. Well, you nailed it, man. Oh no, I have to sneeze, but it won't come. You hate when that happens. It's even worse on when you're on a live interview. But now it went away. It's gonna keep coming back. I need to just get it out. All right, let me stop sharing this and get it out of here. There we go. All right. So yeah, dude, you nailed your covers, and Tobias Youngblood, he uses them too. So he said that he agrees that they're good. So there you go.
yeah,
Um, all right, so you're rocking. Things are going good. Books are awesome. The covers are awesome. You've had getting some good traction. You're in the anthology. That's really awesome. You've got something cool planned for your subscribers. So
yeah.
things are good, man. You feel like things are taking off. Like you're happy with how things are going.
Yeah, I mean the feedback has all been generally good, if not great, which is obviously incredible. I'm floored every time I see something that someone's not like, you should hide in a closet somewhere and not write anymore.
Right.
Because it's not even just imposter syndrome, but just like the idea of sharing something that you've always loved just for yourself is crazy. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes you just get out there and you do it, and the fact that it's been good so far has been great for me. I mean, anytime you get one that's even mixed criticism or even like a bad review, which is everyone's opinion is valid and not everyone's for you and you're not for them, but it's even then it's like someone read what I wrote, which is really all I'm looking for.
Heck yeah, dude. That's amazing. Uh, you should be proud, man. You're rocking it out, and it's just awesome. So let's take a little sidestep, and I want to hear your journey to this point. So take us back to when you were just a wee little CJ, and tell us a little bit about what got you into reading, what got you into horror, and then at what point did you start getting into writing and decide I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start writing my own books. So just walk us through that journey a little bit.
Sure. So a really important thing for me was when I was younger. I actually was not able to read.
Mm.
I mean, like I was in like a help class. I went to. I don't know if anyone will know this outside of America. I don't know if it's an American company, but Kuman's reading program.
Okay.
Were little booklets, and I went to classes. And honestly, before that, I really couldn't read or comprehend anything,
Wow.
and I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's not easy as a kid, you're not going to like it.
Whether or not they didn't like it, or whether or not they had like a class they had to take, but I
Mhm.
didn't like writing. And I think just when that comprehension clicked for me, I was like, wow, this is like a whole new world that you can go to no matter what you're doing, what you're reading, where you are.
Yeah.
And then I didn't suck at reading as much, although maybe I still do. I'm a pretty slow reader still, actually, even at 33. Um, But so I went through that, and then things like Lord of the Rings was coming out in the early 2000s, and I was like 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
13 around there. And then, of course, I was a little too young to know that there was literature, but after I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, there's a book that I could get. So then
Oh,
I read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, until the paperback fell apart, and my comprehension was still probably non-existent because it's pretty hard to read when you're 11. But that really cemented me as
yeah.
reading. And then I think it was in sixth grade when I was 11. That would have been Aragon came out,
Oh yeah.
and of course, borrowed a lot of that classic fantasy feel, but
Mhm.
really was also on a more readable level for someone my age.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That just took off for me. Which coincidentally, my writing career technically began when I was 11. I wrote 160 pages of a book that was almost a carbon copy of Aragon. I
That's
don't
still
think
impressive. 160 pages at 11?
yeah, I mean, with my own characters, it was handwritten and on a computer.
Dang.
My own action scenes, but just like the premise, everything about it was
It's just
Aragon.
there you go.
Well, I wasn't too creative to create my own thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that was really 11, 12 in there. A
Wow.
little while after that, my friend and I used to write and draw comics that have never seen the light of day. Probably don't exist even at all in any form, but I was really into Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
So my
nice.
character, like a pirate, I don't know, whatever I was into at the time I latched
Yeah.
onto as a kid was pretty much what my characters were.
What you would write, yeah.
Yep. And then funny enough, I actually been a fantasy sci-fi reader for 90% of my life. And I was a actual scaredy cat pretty much my whole life. Other than some of the classics when I was younger, like I really loved Scream as a movie. But it is that kind of meta humor, then also has a slasher killer vibe going on. But anything that was remotely scary, I did not watch until I was like well into my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my partner at the time was a huge horror person, so just like being able to see things in theaters with her and watch things together really pushed me into it. But
Oh, yeah.
I was not anything that I could be like, oh, is this scary? No, I'm not doing
That's
it.
crazy.
So that yeah, I think I in part was probably due to her back at the time wanting to write something that she would check out. I mean, she would have
Yeah.
read anything writing, but
Oh, yeah.
into that horror and then I guess crime. My original idea for Welcome to Cemetery was not at all a crime thriller. It kind of just evolved into that, and I rolled with it. But otherwise, the idea was to write a horror. So, and then I mean, I will square it off with saying again, the FanFi at a Kickstarter. I don't know if anyone would have seen our launch party. We had 1 million people on it, and it was crazy long, and I was like one of the last people on it, but it was a great time. But my story is actually a fantasy novelette in it.
Ooh,
So
okay.
finally stepping into the genre I normally, or I've always
Yeah.
figured I'd be known for, and really dipping my toes into that at this point.
I was going to say, I did not expect your journey to start with a love of fantasy. I mean, I feel like already just reading this novelette, you are a great writer. You write horror really well, but if you've got that like love of fantasy too, I would love to see you write some dark fantasy or something, man, with a little horror slant to it. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, for the Kickstarter is, I mean, we're sharing a little more now that it's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
coming out.
right. Yeah.
It's a fantasy novelette that features a king, and it's actually the name of the character that I wrote in that
Ooh.
11-year-old
I
Aragon
was gonna
ripoff.
say, did you use any characters from that? That's awesome.
I saved him because I would always say my younger brother always thought I was a loser. I mean, my brother and I are tight, but
Oh
he
yeah,
always thought I was
that's what
a goofy,
brothers
nerdy,
do.
and he made fun of me for writing fantasy, so I didn't do anything with it. And I finally, this year when I had the opportunity, I'm like, I'm stealing his whole name. I mean, I changed a little bit about him. I made him a king in this, so he's got a little regalness to him, but
Oh yeah.
it's still, I mean, it's dark. There's still viscera in it. That's in a lot of the fantasy that I've read lately. It's a little bit of more of the grim dark stuff that became popular, obviously, but to me, that's always been notes of horror. To me,
Yeah.
people
Oh yeah.
blend that stuff into the genre of fantasy.
Oh yeah. Yep. I agree. I agree. I love it. That's pretty awesome, man. Well, I can't wait. That's gonna be sweet when that comes out. I definitely backed it, so I cannot wait to read your story in there, man. It's gonna be awesome. Very
It's
cool.
funny. Every time we talk about it, I'm like, can I have it?
I know you
Like,
also get it. You should all get one.
we're certainly getting an author copy. Obviously, we have to wait for the printing and everything like everyone else, but
Oh
they
yeah,
really wanted us. The whole idea was the Book of Spores
yeah.
is this universal thing that crosses the ages, and they didn't want us to have any link.
Mm.
So only the resident editors of it have read all of them.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So like yeah, every time I'm like in their launch party and every little bit of blurb that came out, I'm like, no, I want to read your story. Can I have this now?
Yeah, yeah. So you're itching just as much as the rest of us. That's
They're
cool.
like I can skip my own story. I want to read everyone else's.
Oh man, that is pretty exciting. You got a lot of exciting stuff going on, man. I'm pumped for you. That's fantastic. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So before I got some questions about writing process and stuff, but before we get into that, I want to ask what would you say is the preferred or best way for people to get your books? Like Amazon, somewhere else, a website. Like where would you direct people to if they were gonna go get your books?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, all of them are on Amazon. I mean, you'll hear indie authors talk about it until they're blue in the face. I have no love for the giant company
Yeah.
and world killer that Amazon is, but
Yep, yep,
truly in terms of distribution
get 'em
and
out there.
ease of getting them out in the world, it
Yeah,
really is like a kind of option you can't skip right
yeah,
now.
yep,
With that said, I have like my hardcovers are available online through Barnes and Noble and various other ones, just because I did want to have the option out there, so I went that extra
yeah,
step. It wasn't all Amazon.
yeah.
And then I never stopped telling anyone, Best Ghost as a sample. I said it would always remain a sample. And this past November, I added Off with Their Sleds to it. So anyone that signs up for my newsletter gets both novelettes free.
Nice.
One is a sequel, so you kind of get possibly roped in if you're interested from Best Ghost to getting welcome
Yeah,
commentary. And I tell everyone, if you want to get them for free, that I love that idea.
that's awesome, man. Well, I'll make sure to add your I think I have it down there, but I'll make sure if it's not to add a link to sign up for your newsletter for sure, so that people can get that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Timothy Janata, who's also an author, said, "We've got Amazon to start with. It seems like pricing is such that if you go wide, you put in more work for the equal income end results."
yeah. I haven't personally sold much of the hardcovers elsewhere. I mean, I went through Ingram, which means that like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books.org, they can sell them for you. But the main draw for having Ingram for me was the fact that they print a dust jacket.
Yes.
Because I wanted my own book so that I could see it with a dust jacket. I mean, that was
I
a life
love dust jackets. You got to have that option.
right. But then, also the cool thing about Ingram is that stores can buy them.
Oh yeah.
I went through that to see, possibly, obviously, people can buy author copies and sell them in their own stores.
Yeah.
But that's really a universal way that stores have started stocking more indie books is Ingram as well. I know Shortwave Media is obviously on fire right now because they put out great work, but they are indie, and Ingram does huge for them. So it's really growing into a market. But otherwise, I haven't gone too far wide. But I have heard what Timothy's saying. I mean, a lot of people that have gone wide pull back because apparently Kindle Unlimited is really like unbeatable in terms of author payout and also the availability of it.
Right.
They're a little scared to go elsewhere with my ebook.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it recently, just because it is not on Kindle Unlimited. Both my novelettes, because I offer them for free, you can't compete with Amazon. I could go wide, but even then, if you don't want to use Amazon, I'm just like, hey, you can have them for free.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
People sign up and then unsubscribe. They just want the free books. And I mean, hey, not everyone reads newsletters anyway. If you want to do that, I totally understand.
If they're gonna read your books, that's awesome. Whatever, right?
You don't need to hear me try to cobble together a couple things to let you know what I did in January or something like that if you don't want to.
Right, right. Oh man. All right, awesome. Well, let's talk about some writing process stuff. I always like to pick authors' brains and see kind of how you do things. So, first question for authors, there is the spectrum where on one end you have a pantser who sits down, writes, doesn't plan anything at all, and then on the other end, you have a plotter, someone who plots and outlines everything. They have books of outlines and they stick to it. They just transfer it over. They don't change anything. And then you have everywhere in between. So do you feel like you're in the middle? Do you go one way or the other? Has it changed depending on like a novella versus a full length book versus your anthology that's a different genre? Or do you feel like you kind of stay the same with your writing process?
Yeah, for me. So when I was younger, and I never really wrote anything to completion. This was really like, well, I'm like, wow, I feel like I have a story that's like developing into something that could be finished. Was Welcome to
Yeah.
Cemetery. But before that, I would just write.
Hmm.
And then Welcome to Cemetery, I had a general idea that I kind of outlined. I mean, obviously, when you first start, like draft zero, if you will, not even writing large amounts, like not even talking about a first draft. This was like maybe 2,500 words of just the general idea I had. And then actually for 2023, I actually wrote it, or actually, no, 2022. It's been so long, I get my years wrong now. In 2022, I actually wrote it as a nano baby. It was actually a
Oh,
National Novel Writing Month
yeah.
novel,
Nice.
which is obviously the goal to write 50K words in the
Yep.
month and really just to have general authors around you bumping you up or boosting you up. It has since gone away, and I haven't done it ever since that year for some things that are neither here or there.
Yeah.
Um, but it should have gone away, whatever. My experience was I didn't really talk to anyone anyway. I just loved
Yeah.
the idea of talking when I was
Yeah.
writing.
Yep. Same.
Uh, and I think I wrote 90,000 words in November.
Wow. That's insane.
I wrote every day. I wrote if I had a migraine, I still wrote something. And it very well may be the only reason that story exists because I was actually like doing it.
Yeah.
It's the point where like you're almost like living in it.
Yeah.
I thought about it even when I was at work. I was thinking about where my characters were going next.
Yeah.
And I finished it by January of 2023. But after that first 2,500 words or whatever, that outline normally got typed in after I wrote something. So non-existent outline, I guess, is full pantser, honestly. I always joke, and I hope people don't hate me for it. And I don't think they would, but but I always say like, oh yeah, I was writing my story so along the way that I didn't know the twist until I decided it was the twist. Uh, and then obviously when you go back and you write it in, you write some
Oh
red
yeah.
herring, and you write more clues to it. Of
Yeah.
course, I did try to back it up, but I didn't really know where the ending was coming from, and that's how the whole novel got written.
That's
And a
awesome.
part of it being nano too is I really wanted to cross 100,000 words, which is
Yeah.
actually I guess pretty long for a thriller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think I got it any shorter than that, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I used Ed Crocker again. Obviously, I knew him from working. Well, it's not really work. We blogged for FanFi Addict together.
Yeah.
I knew he had worked with some people I knew, and also I generally knew him from the fact that we have a chat for the blog. And a lot of the stuff he said, like, hey, I think this would be better or develop it more if you added stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. I thought like you were going to say like, hey, we need to cut 50,000 words out of this, but we added 10,000 words more to clean things up, which was really cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's usually you usually think you're cutting stuff, but adding stuff that's pretty interesting. It worked out.
I cut out thousands of extra words, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But you add in things to develop characters,
Mhm.
and sometimes you subtract, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Some people are long-winded, and I guess I'm finding I am because I couldn't get it down under 100,000 words. But that was really the full process for that one was just like, let's see where these detectives take me. I know some people don't like that statement. Some people love it because they're like, "Well, you're making it up, so they're not telling you where they're going." But
Yeah.
sometimes when you just think about it, like even when I was at work, a full shift at work, I just think about it, and you come up with something, and you're like, that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's and unless you read a lot or unless you write, sometimes people just can't really, I think, maybe imagine that
Right.
happens that way. But
Yeah.
and then when I finished that in January, I immediately jumped into Best Ghost. Um, it's if you have read the back of it, I know not everyone reads afterwards or
Mm-hmm.
acknowledgments, but
Yep.
my partner and I at the time were really watching everything BuzzFeed Unsolved, Ghost Files.
Yeah.
Uh, and obviously, the one believer, the one skeptic is very
Yeah.
much Ryan and Shane. So, like, that was really my go in for it. Like, I went in full speed ahead with just that concept. And I think one thing that's cool, I mean, especially with a novelette or a short story, is like you don't need as much of an idea or an outline. I mean, if you're a planner, you'll totally disagree with me anyway. But
Yeah. Right.
for me, at 10,000 words, if you have an idea, and to me, a lot of my ideas are scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So in Welcome to Cemetery, there's a chapter called Home Alone, which will have to quiz me if I'm right, but I think it's chapter 7 or 8. It's been a while. I'm far removed
Oh
from
yeah.
it, but
Oh, yeah.
so Home Alone was an idea I had in my head. Obviously, she's home alone in the scene, my detective, but also I love Christmas movies, so Home Alone was the nod there
Oh
anyway.
yeah.
But so that was an idea that was the first thing in my head, and it took me 7 or 8 chapters to get to it where I'm like, this is where it happens.
Oh, that's awesome.
So sometimes for me, like just little ideas like that, I really like where I'm like, now it's time.
That's cool. I love that. And yeah, I'm with you. Like, I think that I always think it's cool to hear that an author kind of the characters lead the way. Because as a reader, I'm a character reader. I love I love everything about a book. But if you give me good characters, everything else, I can deal with anything. But if you give me characters I care about, and I think that I would think that keeps it fun for the writer too, because the story's happening as you're writing it, and if you create those characters and they're alive to you and living, breathing, like they can lead you where they go because you get to know them, and you might think of an idea and then be like, they wouldn't do that, or that doesn't make sense now. Have you had that happen where once you started getting into the story, an idea you thought would work, it was like, no, they wouldn't do that now, and you had to kind of pivot?
Yeah. So one of the things that I really did at first was Detective Williams is 30 something. She's about 30 at the time of the novel, and she's newer to being a detective. And her partner of sorts is Senior Detective Reyes, which shout out, he's completely named after the horror author E. Reyes.
Nice.
Uh, but so he was like the jaded guy. He's really good at his job, but he's like not having a good life. He's been there for 20 years. As jaded as you can imagine anyone doing something for 20 years if they don't love it. But she's trying to prove herself, but also I had her being like a bit more abrasive. So like always in her thoughts of always cursing, always wanting to punch someone in the face when something happens, which when I was writing it, I'm like, if someone's talking to me like that, I would want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Not that I punch anyone, just to say, but
Yeah. Yeah.
so when we started going through it with Ed, and even in some of my earlier drafts, where I'm just like they're coming off too samey. Even though they were such different characters, I'm like, well, there's something here that's not clicking. Why she reads similar to him, and then it's really that peeling back, like he's jaded, she's not, kind of thing.
I like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you figured it out. That's pretty good. I mean, I think that's good because I feel like everybody's read a book where something in it with either the characters or the plot or something feels forced, like it doesn't quite fit, and you're like, ah. So like, I feel like if you listen to that and you switch things up, that's why you end up with a really good book that just feels alive. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool little story. All right, next question. In Best Ghost, I feel like you were so good at writing like the scenes that kind of um, kept me on the edge of my seat. And I feel like for a horror author, that is probably not always easy to be able to write in that way where you show a little bit, but not too much. but enough to keep people going, but not so much to give it away. So was that something that came to you, especially because you didn't like grow up a huge horror fan or anything? Was that something that came natural to you, or did you have to work at it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think all writing is really constantly working at things,
Hmm.
but I was really building off that Shane and Ryan Ghost Files
Yeah.
dynamic. So to me, a lot of it was a little more lighthearted and funny.
Hmm. Yeah.
And of course, there is parts that are just outright stupid or
Oh
funny,
yeah.
but there are, of course, like yourself, I've had a lot of people tell me like this scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. Maybe as someone who's creating it themselves, I never
Yeah.
viewed it that way.
Hmm.
And the thing is, I know some people say they love their stories and they go back and they read them, which is totally cool. I wish I could, but I think from the standpoint of like a creator is like I know what's coming.
Yeah, that's true.
So especially in like something condensed like Best Ghost
Oh
as a
yeah.
novel, like, trying
Yeah.
to be
You knew.
respectful. I never really read it as scary, so just to find out that people thought it was scary, I'm like, all right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, I said, I thought at least this doesn't suck.
No.
But then
I-
I'm like, oh, okay, maybe horror is a good direction, because
oh
that
yeah.
one of the things I've always wanted to point out. So I thank you for having me on today. There is a scene where Devin gets hit in the ass and kind of thrown down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hadn't seen The Conjuring yet. And then after writing that, I think it was actually even after publishing it, I finally watched The Conjuring and she gets thrown down the
Yeah.
stairs. I'm like, oh my God, people are going to think I stole that. And I had never seen it before. Religious horrors, in terms of, I used to be very religious growing up. So
Mhm.
religious horror, especially, like priest ones,
Oh
I
yeah.
never
These
touched.
nuns. Yeah. All
And,
that
like,
stuff.
ghost ones, I never really watched. So I don't really, other than tracking what like Shane and Ryan were doing as I was creating my characters.
Yeah.
That one was really kind of off the cuff, which is just surprising that people haven't hated it.
Yeah, no, it's good, and and maybe because you write the characters so well, like with their dynamic and their friendship and the lightheartedness, and like it was early on, it was funny. I mean, there's like a haze hanging over it of spooky because you know where they're at. You know something. This is short. Something bad's gonna happen to make it exciting. But their dynamic and the humor was so good. Maybe that when that switch happens, where all of a sudden it does get scary, maybe that ups the scariness because you felt kind of safe, like, oh, I'm enjoying this humor and their banter, and then all of a sudden all of a sudden it just gets a little crazy at the end. So is that maybe that's something to do with it, but either way it's very well written, and I cannot wait to dive into your full novel and to see it because I love mystery thrillers too, so to see how you do that, I'm excited about that. So well done, man, for not having like this huge horror background. You're pretty good at it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, next question. So when you're working on something, and I guess you kind of have a little bit of both sides of this. As an indie author, when you're writing your own project, you don't have like somebody breathing down your neck, like get this done by this time. But when you were working on the anthology, you probably kind of had some deadlines you had to meet. So when you're working on something, are you somebody that sets like daily or weekly or monthly word count goals or anything like that? Or are you just like, I'm going to write every day and it's going to get done, even if I write a little or a lot? Or are you like, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm just going to write when I want to write. But I guess with the anthology, you kind of had to get it done by a certain time. But how do you handle deadlines with your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Like I said, though, I mean, starting in 2022 into early 2023, I finished my novel and Best Ghost. I actually kind of immediately flipped into writing some of the short stories. So only a few of them that actually made it into the final cut for Tales are actually new.
Wow.
Um, so there was a little bit of a crunch to get editing done with Ed on Welcome to Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also my first full launch. I didn't really know what was going to take to format a full story. I mean,
Right.
obviously you can pay someone to format.
Yeah.
I was trying to play things close to the chest, and
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
purchased Atticus, and I did it myself. So just obviously you can't really format a book until every single thing is edited, which was a little scary for that one, but I was done incredibly early for Tales, so that's good. In terms of the Kickstarter, I'll say this with as much love as possible for my fan people. They pissed me off, man. So it was really an idea. Someone spitballed and said, like, "Hey, we have all these people that check out Fanfiatic, and like so many of us are authors. Like, why don't we like try to do something?" And it kind of just got thrown out there. I don't think anyone thought it was going to happen. And then Fraser Armitage, which is another indie author and also probably the nicest human of all time. But I do attribute about 70% of that to his great accent. But so he and Eleni started to kind of steamroll things where they just started like being like, all right, well, we're going to take charge here. They gave us like the loosest idea ever. So like the "it creeps and consumes" paragraph at the top of the blurb.
Oh yeah.
All we had to go on. Anytime anyone asked Fraser like a question, how long is it supposed to be, what genre is supposed to be, he's just like, have fun.
Oh gosh.
So when we finally started locking in, and it seemed like it was going to happen, and we actually had to turn in stories for the developmental edits, which Fraser handled for us. I don't think we all kicked into gear that something was actually happening.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'm not blaming any of the people that I worked with on that, obviously. And we also did a round where we announced new people to Fanfi Addict, and then one of us was like, hey, we're going to ask the authors if they want to write a story. So there was like a series of months where like we added some people and some stories. Some people always said no or whatever, but I was done months before the deadline was in. I was done so fast. I sent in my developmental edits, and I'm like, "Hey, if you want to read it again, and if you don't like it, I'd change it." That's like how fast I was in on it.
Oh man.
Other than that, I mean, I've written some stories for submission, and then sometimes I'm like, "Oh, this is out in a month," and I'm like, "Oh, it's only 2,000 words," and then like 3 weeks later, I'm not even. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, that's setting up for a 2026 release for me with the Fanfi Addict anthology. But I do want to see something else come out, so it'd be cool to see, kind of a schedule for publishing where I'm actually writing and editing in 1 year to try to do something.
Oh yeah.
It'll probably be like relearning an entire process for myself, but I don't really apply pressure. That's the one thing, because if it's not fun anymore, it's going to be harder to do.
Uh-oh. Video is out for both of us, Timothy. That's unfortunate. Oh, bummer. Well, at least you can hear us. Because
I'm gonna say, I don't know if you want to look at how much beard is going on in these two.
I know. If something's gonna go out, video going out is preferable because most people are just listening while they're doing other stuff anyway. But that's unfortunate. That's a bummer. It happens sometimes. So.
Well, I'm gonna take that as your fault then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely my fault. If it's both of us, it's we're gonna blame Evie Mux. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so that oh yeah, that's right. I got my little thumbs up with the beard thing. Yeah. All right, so next question. Well, and that actually works okay because this goes to like a podcast thing too, where it's just audio anyway. So that's all right. It's all right.
That's right. We're putting in Apple Podcasts and all the other ones in.
I know. There you go. So my next question is, on the flip side of that, when you are writing and you're hunkering down, do you have some preferences? Like, do you prefer writing morning versus night or night versus morning? Do you always write like in the same spot, like in an office at a desk with a computer, or do you write on the move? Do you write on a phone sometimes or a tablet, or do you like to go somewhere like a coffee shop or out in nature to write? What are some of your preferences for when you are writing?
Yeah, so when I was writing Welcome to Cemetery, I lived in Rochester, New York, and we would go to this cafe, my partner and I, called Fuego Coffee. Shout out Fuego. You need to get the French Quarter if you ever go there. It's a great drink. And I found that I could actually zone out on like all the other noise and just write somehow. But keep in mind that was during Nano, that period where I was going through like crazy, like I was dreaming about the story I was writing. That's how much I was doing it. So it does, I think, make it a little easier. Also, being incredibly over caffeinated probably helps you do that as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um, so that was fine for me. I mean, it was going well. Otherwise, I do write in general mornings. Now that I have moved into short stories and also finishing up, like for most of 2025, all I did was edit. So editing, I did late night, after work, in the morning, anything like that. I do prefer to do it with caffeine, as I think most people do. Is it keeps you up, keeps you going.
Oh yes.
In terms of how I write, it really, I mean, it's strange. Sometimes I can't get out a sentence, and then sometimes I write 6,000 words a day consecutively, um, which maybe is just luck. I don't know. We got other authors in here. They tell me if that's crazy or not. But for the most part, I have written on my laptop. I've written on my phone. I've written on paper. Um, I don't prefer paper because then you got to retype it into your manuscript. But sometimes if you don't have a phone or you don't have service and you're afraid it won't save, you do what you got to do. But that was mostly during the thicker, being in the thicker part of it of the novel. The short stories, pretty much all of them were right on my laptop.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna try something real quick, just to see. I think when I shared my screen, because I just looked, and it's showing just my picture, and it's showing the share icon. So I wonder if.
And I'm just plugging in my laptop as it decides to fight me. So we're
No problem. I'm gonna remove myself and. Nope, that didn't do anything. It was worth a shot. Wait, it worked. That's odd. Well, sorry about that, everybody. Whether you're watching on replay or live, this is how we learn. Now I know when I share things, I need to make sure I don't do whatever I did this time, even though I don't remember what I did. So somehow I ended up. It thought I
be
was.
fair with you, I didn't know I was getting a musical number today, so you could just sing for everyone.
I do that every once in a while, just for fun. I like to catch people off guard. So I know you're. Did you say you're plugging your camera back in or something? Yeah, there you are.
I made it. My hair's a little worse for wear, but we got it in.
All right, now you're back. Now we're both back, baby. We were out for a long time because it was probably when I shared your covers. So that was like half of the half of our chat, but that's okay. It's okay. They heard us. That's all that matters. So that's how we learn. Now I know. What I need to do is what I'm doing now, and it's off because it's behind. But I need to have the live stream on my phone so that I know if there's any problems. Because that's EV Mux. It's supposed to tell me when there's a problem, but I guess if it's from my own doing with sharing the screen wrong or whatever I did, it's not going to tell me because it thinks I know what I'm doing, which I don't. So anyway, all right. So next question: when you are writing, what do you like to do for ambiance? Like, do you like it to be completely quiet in the background? Do you like there to be music? If there is music, must it be instrumental or can it be anything? What do you do for background?
Yeah, so on the days when Fuego was a little too loud, I would have my AirPods in. I had this really cool fantasy, like lo-fi instrumental CD that I would play on Apple Music.
Yeah.
But then I would listen. I was really into Dayseeker's new album at the time and the latest Devil Wears Prada. That was back in 2022. They both have new albums out now. But I realized like if the volume was really just like cutting certain things out, then the lyrics didn't bother me either. Unless you find a typo in my book, let me know. It might be a song lyric, but otherwise,
That's
otherwise, yeah, I don't have a problem with noise. But I do like to have something more concentrated, like headphones in or something.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like it. Okay. My last question, I'm curious, going back to when you talked about first starting Welcome to Cemetery, the your volume one of the Cemetery collection. So you mentioned that didn't start as a detective mystery thriller. So like at what point did that become your idea? Like did you start writing a different story and then you're like, I kind of like this these detective characters. Like how did that all happen?
Sure, yeah, it's a great question. My original idea was to have a detective novel because Abigail Williams is my main character. She was always in it. She always had a sort of, you know, angry, somewhat chubby guy that was going to be helping her, which is not Ed Reyes or E. Reyes, the horror author, is not a chubby, angry
Yeah.
guy. The name it became Ed Reyes, but otherwise, fun fact: the character is actually very much so my embodiment of Batista from Dexter.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I just really, I mean, I didn't put him in a fedora, but I really thought about it.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, but so those two were always in it. There is some ambiguous supernatural elements in the story that kind of keep it a little possible, depending on how you want to read it
Mm-hmm.
on the horror side. But my first idea was to be full blown. There was going to be like interlude chapters that actually featured a vampire,
Oh, wow.
which is absolutely nothing like the story now. Um,
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool. In chapter one, that she gets called to an accident and there's a car flipped over. My original idea was like chapter two was going to be the vampire, like in a tree or something, you know,
Oh,
like
nice. Okay.
because they talk a lot about like how important cops say the first 48 hours are,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the TV 48 hours.
Yep.
So to have like the killer vampire watching them fumble along as they're trying
Yeah.
to figure it out, because the world itself was going to be, to the cops' mind, grounded.
Yeah.
So they were going to have no idea they could be looking for something because in their minds it didn't exist.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Um, and then it just became more metaphorical and linked to some of the other things going on that
Mm-hmm.
can be spoilery, so I won't give away. But
Yeah. 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 No.
there's still an undertone where there is, you know, bloodless bodies in the novel itself, but there's no outright vampire character or chapters.
Interesting. That is cool. That is a pretty cool idea. You might have to put that in to some other story or book in the future because that would be pretty fun. I like that idea.
Yeah, I have. I thought about it. I mean, I can never leave anything alone, which I'm learning that some people that like things they
Yeah.
say that you shouldn't do it. Like, I have a copy of Best Ghost that's twice as long.
Oh
A
wow,
lot of
really?
people are telling me they wish there was more, and I have one that, I mean, the ending is very much so kind of the same, but there is more
Yeah.
cop. But it is twice as long, which would put it straight up into novella full
Yeah.
territory. I even thought about like Welcome to Cemetery, like Redux, where
Yeah.
it is the supernatural version,
Yeah.
with maybe just like a more dark cover. But you know, sometimes you don't want to rehash your own stuff.
Yeah. True. True. When you have so many new ideas, you don't want to go back and just redo something you already did. That's true.
I wish I had made a note of who it was. I read a tweet the other day. It might have been Nick Snape. Said something like, "Oh, I was outlining something, and then I had a new idea, and now I outlined a new book series, like based off of the thing that popped in my mind." That really is something that happens on a daily basis. Like I recently, after finishing off with their sleds, I'm like, "Oh, I have this crazy idea of mixing." Like the kind of franchise system for Santa Claus in the Santa
Oh
Claus
yeah.
movie,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where like if he gets too old or if he gets hurt, you
Yep.
become Santa. But as a horror slasher, I had an idea where I'm like, I don't know if anyone has done a blind serial killer.
Ooh.
So that popped in my head, and it's not a full on idea, but that's one of the ones I offered in my newsletter. And then I had a
Pretty.
few other, like a slasher that had either an elderly killer, which was a traditionally published book last year or this year, so I guess I missed out on the opportunity of writing that one. And then I did think like, oh, maybe I'll do one, which is then came out as Philip Fracasse's latest novel, which was in a retirement home. That was an idea that popped into my head as I'm like, oh, someone did the serial killer. What if I do older people dying? And that was a 5-star read for me, so like totally fine
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
I could have done it just as he did.
yeah.
But it's so funny when you have like an idea that like pops up for 2 seconds, and then you're
Yeah,
like, well, now I can't leave it alone.
right.
And then it's like that was my problem mostly when I was younger. Is like you get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm in this story, but I have this new idea and I have to write this now.
Right.
So it's so hard to be like, no, this is this is something I'm writing, and then think
Right.
the universe. I finished Welcome to Cemetery honestly because nothing might still be out then. I hadn't. Once you put that out, well, Best Ghost came out first, kind of. I
Yeah.
always say the debut is actually Welcome to Cemetery, but once you have something that people might ask you for more for, which is obviously a blessing that people have
Oh yeah.
asked for me, but once you do that, it kind of like forces that like, how am I going to write something that is completed after this?
Yeah.
Not saying great thing for me as an indie author is like there's no like person that's going to give me a whipping full of soap in a sock or something when I don't do it. Like every year when I see these new announcements from the same authors, I'm like, how the hell do they do this?
I know. It's
Like, I mean,
crazy.
I know I put out like 3 or 4 things in a year, but like I've been writing them for 4 years.
Yeah,
Like people are like, yeah, I had this idea and my last book was good. I got a new deal and now I'm writing a novel that's going to come out next year. I'm like,
I know.
I aspire to that, but it's crazy to me.
I know. Some people can just write so fast. It's wild. Well, and yeah, who knows? Maybe it seems like they write it fast, but maybe they have backlog of stuff they haven't finished, and they just pick some stuff up and then go. Who knows? Who knows? But it does feel like some people can just spit things out every few months. They've got something new coming out.
I mean, very true. I mean, Stephen Graham Jones looked like he put
Oh
out like
yeah,
5 things this year, and he did have multiple new original things, but
yeah,
there were things that were reissued.
right.
Uh, I read one of them, and then I just saw he's doing a tour right now for the Mannequins, his novella.
Mm-hmm.
That's a re-release too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I know Gabino Iglesias did a few things that were reissued this year, and it's like,
Yeah.
even then to like have a base that wants that wider distribution is great.
Oh yeah,
I mean, if you can
that's
put out a
awesome.
million things a year, like good for
Oh
you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, can't beat that. That's good. Uh, I guess sticking with the same book we were talking about, I'm curious. Do you feel like you have to do a little bit of a little bit of planning, plotting more than you normally would with a mystery, like with the murder and like clues and stuff? Or are you able to just kind of keep track of it as you go and have it happen along with everything else?
I mean, I think there is really every author has their own method.
Yeah.
For me, who I really set up one of the killers to be was actually a red herring when it came time to it. I won't tell you who for whoever's going to watch or read it eventually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I did read recently, which is strange because I've read like 18 or 20 of Agatha Christie's releases.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard she actually wrote the endings first.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Mind blowing to me.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you're called the Queen of Mystery because you were like literally manufacturing these hits. Like,
Yeah.
I've always thought about like achieving the end. She's actually going back to the start.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
oh, this is what happened. Now let me figure out how I would get here. That's wild. Especially with a mystery.
and I'm like, well, of course Hercule Poirot knows all these things because you did.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No wonder
But
he changed in the know.
I don't know if that's really something in the cards for me, but I've thought like, wow, maybe I should give that a shot.
Yeah, just for fun. See what
Um,
happens.
it's hard as a pantser to write something. Well, I thought it'd be hard. I think I wrote a pretty solid mystery, and I think I wrote a pretty enjoyable one in Off with Their Sleds with only 10,000 words.
Yeah.
Which, if you read my story in the back, my little background story to the story, I saved a lot of those words for Christmas references too. So I think I did all right.
Nice.
You got to just feel it. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, when you're writing, some people don't read their drafts until they're done. but obviously before it's completed, you reread like a mad person. So you can find, if something needs to be plugged in or something didn't work, even if it's a whole killer. I know people that have rewritten entire manuscripts. Not that the meat wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Something they set up or what they planned is too obvious or doesn't work, and that it's really. I think I'd be maybe too frustrated to do that, but everyone has their own process, and everyone has their own successes and losses, and it's really just not stumbling through, because as you get into it, you know it more and you learn it. But obviously, for the first one I did, I mean, there was a bit of stumbling, and if it works out, I mean, you can get back to me if you read it and let me know if you like the mystery. But I think I threaded some good threads that all got pulled by the end. And it's been interesting to see people actually say I had no idea what was happening.
Ooh, then you did good. Then I'm
Me
excited
too.
to read it and let you know.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
I'm a very not serious person too, so it's always funny because I haven't done any video yet, so a lot of it's just on Twitter or Blue Sky, and you can't really read context.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So many people are like, "Hey, I had no idea it was coming," and I'm like, "Neither did I. I made it up on the fly."
I didn't know either. That's good, and maybe it's because you wrote it that way that it's so good. We'll see.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we are over an hour. I would love if you have time to ask you a few more questions about you to get to know you outside of writing for everybody. But I also want to be respectful of your time. So since we're over an hour, if you got to go, we can wrap it up here. Or if you have a few more minutes, I got some more questions.
Yeah, please ask away. I mean, I'm having great fun, man. This
All
has
right.
been great. Thank you.
Awesome. Me too. Uh, And again, I apologize to everyone watching about my mishap, so that there was like 20 minutes or more of just a picture of me doing this. And you didn't get to see our handsome bearded faces as we talked. But anyway, we're still having a fun chat. So at the end, I always like to ask a few questions completely unrelated to writing so that we can get to know you as a person. So, first one is an easy one, although sometimes people struggle with this question. But what is CJ Daly's favorite color?
Green.
Ooh, nice. Okay, has it always been green? Any reason why, or just like green?
I think I always liked green, and then I mean I was of the ilk that was absolutely obsessed with Legolas, who is normally in various shades of green. I think that really
That's
cemented
true.
it when I went into being a teenager. I never changed it.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good reason to like green. All right, what about favorite food? If you're picking what you guys are eating, are you going out? You staying in? What are you getting?
I did do a 2-year BOCES culinary program, so I will say I
Oh,
can cook.
nice. Okay,
But if
that's
I pick
impressive.
a favorite food, I am surely not cooking it. It's a big toss up between sushi and pizza.
Can't
But
go
I
wrong with
think
either one of
pizza
those.
would win because bad pizza is still good because you're having pizza,
Yes, bad
and bad
sushi.
sushi could put you in the hospital.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Do you have a local pizza place you like to go to, or is it a chain that people would recognize that's your favorite?
We have local ones here. I'm in Monroe, New York now. Which, if you ever visit or you ever look at anything about it, it's actually mostly what cemetery is.
Nice.
Um, None of the murder, as far as I know.
No vampires and trees watching you or anything like that.
No zombies. I mean, there is a story where there's a zombie in a Renaissance fair. We do have
That's
one of the main
awesome.
Renaissance fairs here. I will say that. But a favorite one, I mean, there's one called Four Brothers in
Okay.
a town over, which is great because it just makes me think of the movie Four Brothers. So I
Yeah,
started from them.
I thought of right away when you said it. Yep.
I think of Andre 3000 making my cheese pepperoni pizza every time. So that one's up there if you ever visit.
I like it. Very cool. Okay. Next question. What was your first job you got a paycheck for?
I used to do odds and ends at a neighbor's house. If we're talking really first time any money got paid to me
Yeah,
for
yeah,
doing
yeah.
good.
That you earned outside the house like that yourself. Okay.
And it was really odds and ends. I mean, I painted a fence. I moved patio bricks for him.
Oh, nice.
It was some a neighbor. He doesn't live here anymore. An older Greek gentleman that just
Yeah.
didn't want to do it himself and had some extra cash.
Hey,
Paid me
sweet.
pretty well, seeing that I think what I was getting paid an hour is still the minimum wage, and I'm almost 34. But
Right.
first job, I work I worked in the Woodbury Commons Premium Outlets in a town
Oh,
over here, which is a Simon Mall. If you're not familiar with the
mm,
mall itself, Simons are all across the country.
okay.
It's like it's actually one of the top tourist attractions for New York, believe it or not. It's a
Oh,
hellhole, but I worked a few jobs where my older sister hired me, but then I had my own job for Columbia Sportswear.
okay.
I
Oh,
would work the counter. I would greet. I would ring people up. It's a big town for retail, so a lot of my actual whole career has been retail based.
okay. I could see that you're a very cheerful, personable person. So I could see you doing good in retail jobs. Very cool. All right. What was your first car? Your first ride?
So my first car I ever spent my own money on,
Uh-huh.
which just by leading in with that, obviously I'm very thankful for my mother and father. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
I bought from my dad's friend an Isuzu Rodeo,
Oh man. Zuzu.
which
I
Isuzus
remember
aren't
those.
sold anymore.
Yeah.
I think like box trucks still exist for Isuzu. That's about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it a 15-20 minute drive was like a fourth of a tank of gas in that thing.
Oh gosh.
Um, so my dad at the time was busing to New York City, so eventually he took it, and I got his Ford 500 because I was doing the most driving.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, he got tired of that car, and the Ford 500 became mine permanently, which is why
Oh
I say
wow.
that. So really, my permanent first car was the Ford 500, which was like a Cadillac boat-sized Ford,
Oh yeah.
and I miss that thing to this day.
What color? Do you remember what color it was?
The Isuzu Rodeo was bright red, and the Ford 500 was a black car.
All right. Let me see if I can find a picture of the rodeo. Nope. That's I need to know. I don't know how to spell red. Apparently. Here we go. Let's see. Did it look kind of like this?
Absolutely, it did. Yeah,
Yeah, there we go. All right, and then Ford 500. You said was the other one.
yeah, Ford 500.
Black.
Yeah, fun fact because I know way too much about that car. They bought it entirely from Volvo. So it was a Ford body, and then everything in the car was a Volvo.
Oh, really? Was it?
And it was extremely heavy, and I never skid in any of the snowstorms we ever had. I loved that car.
Oh yeah, that is good. A nice heavy car in the snow. You're not spinning out in that bad boy.
Yeah, wow,
Very
you bring back memories. These are some great questions.
It's always fun. You never know what people are going to say. And this next one is actually my favorite. So we've talked about your writing and everything. So what is a hobby or a talent you have? Remember, hobby or talent. People always focus on the talent and think I don't have any other talents, but hobby or talent that you have that we have not learned about yet.
Well, certainly of hobbies. I'm not even going to pretend writing is a talent. That's not for me to say.
Hey,
Uh,
it is. I'm going to tell you it is because I read this.
That's for you to say, and I appreciate it very much, and not for me to say. Other talents, I mean, I feel like that one's kind of trapping everyone. Like even myself, I'm like, I don't have other talents.
Yeah, yeah.
But hobbies, obviously, I mean, I'm a huge reader. I came into reading because of how much I loved to read, even
Hmm.
though I couldn't read as a child. And I mean, it was
That's
that bad
pretty
if I
awesome.
didn't really drive that home earlier.
Yeah,
I was in like second grade and I could not read. So,
yeah.
started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
But so reading really from Lord of the Rings, which is a favorite of mine, and then I got really into indie. Which fun fact: Tom Dumbrell of The Look of a King, he was the first author to message me and offer a copy of a book.
Oh, nice.
Which at the time, I mean, he's extremely nice. If you haven't ever spoken to him, but at the time, I'm like, this is the thing people do. Who the hell is this guy?
What's
Uh,
happening?
I said yes, and I absolutely love that trilogy. And I've read his novella that accompanies it, and I've read his other. It's like a fantasy mystery, and it's phenomenal. He's a great writer, um, and that really opened up like not only people then offering me more indie books, but then me just being like, oh my god, look how many options there are that are people that I could actually like directly support.
Yeah, yeah,
So I don't know if I'd say a hobby is reading indie books because it's just reading, but
yeah, yeah.
I really love reading.
I say it's a hobby because it's a little something different than the norm. So yeah, I would say it is.
Yeah. I mean, that happened in, so I made a Bookstagram in October of 2020. So 5 year anniversary just passed. Wow, I didn't even catch it.
There you go.
So I would say like since then, probably 2021, 2022, as I was learning things. Since then, I would say probably 60+% of all my yearly reads are indie.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously a lot of them, myself included, we're always looking for people to read and review and boost
Mm.
each other.
Yep.
We do it for each other. We do it with reviewers, obviously. So starting from there really gave me like a real appreciation for the community, and also like being able to enter it as an author is just insane.
Oh yeah. I've
Seeing any amount of people like being like, "Hey, this guy was a great reviewer. Let me check out his book," is just blows my mind that people
Oh
would
yeah.
even do that for me. So
Heck yeah,
love
dude.
being part of the community, love reading. Um, yeah, I read an incredible amount, man. I don't know if I do anything else. It's funny to be
Hey,
like, oh, like, aside from writing, what do you do? And I'm like, still books.
yeah, it's still bugs. Yeah, I just read. That's
I'm
awesome.
a video game player, though. I mean, I'm
Okay.
a millennial. We all came up with, PlayStation, PS2, Xbox
Hmm.
360, where we are now at PS5 and video
Yep.
games are real. So obviously we're alive at a great time for it. But
Yes.
yeah, I still way less than I used to, but I
Hmm.
was playing a little video games a little earlier, so I still do that.
Nice. So what's some of your favorite video games?
Well, I will say because I am a huge fan of embarrassing myself, but the one I was just playing now is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What are you playing that on?
Dude, PS5.
Is it a new one?
It's new for the system, but I think it's probably very much the same as the one that was out on Wii back in the day.
Oh man. Oh, I
But
love
yeah,
Rudolph. I love
great.
it. I love all those
And I
claymation.
didn't even see what the gameplay was. I hit buy now, and that was it.
Oh man. Now
So I
that's probably
showed that,
I'm gonna go
get a
snag
little
that
Christmas
now.
music going in the background the whole time. It was pretty great.
Ooh, drinking out of your cup, your 18-year-old cup.
Yes. Favorites though, I'm a huge Assassin's Creed
Mm,
person.
nice. Yep.
Since the very first one, which
Ah,
is probably the best.
oh, that first one
Although,
was life changing, man. It looked and played so good and so different than anything else at that time.
yep, I will say the best one of all time, which I found is somewhat controversial, but it's 100% Brotherhood. You
It is
control
great.
your own assassins and just sit there.
Oh yeah.
I spent thousands of hours probably playing that one when I was
Oh
younger.
yeah.
I actually just after because I beat Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I got the platinum of it.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
we were going all in on the Christmas game, but so I finished that one. I ejected it. I'm still a physical media person myself,
Oh yeah, me too.
so I deleted it off the PlayStation because I got the platinum. I played for a couple hours at Christmas, and I popped in Assassin's Creed Shadows to download. So
Oh, nice. I want to get
still
that.
going to this day, man. I mean, they lost me a bit with Valhalla,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of sameness. But you know what? I heard Shadows was great, and I got a
Yeah.
Black Friday deal, so we're back.
I know. I almost got that same Black Friday deal, but then I was like, no, I shouldn't, because I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Valhalla, so I don't know. But I guess I don't
Mirage,
really care about
Mirage
the.
was great.
Yeah, it's what I heard. I have it. I got it because I heard that it was a good return to form. But I gotta
Yeah,
get.
it's a
I gotta.
great one to dive into apparently because I saw an ad during Black Friday that they apparently added 6 hours of gameplay
Oh, I was gonna say it's kind of it's a shorter one, so
just
they
just for
could
free.
definitely add some time. Yeah.
It was like 14.99, and they added 6 hours to it. I'm like, oh, I mean,
Oh,
maybe I'll
dang.
have to give it a run. But uh, Spider Man, obviously, PS4. I'm a
Oh, so good.
PlayStation. I was an Xbox 360 person, which if you weren't is kind of crazy to me because PS3 was a little weird. I have a I have a PS3. No hate.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Same.
But
Yeah.
obviously, PS4 and PS5 with Spider Man and Miles Morales, and
Oh,
Spider Man
good.
2. So good, and that's been a childhood favorite of mine from the animated series on Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So
Same.
that one right there.
Oh, nice, nice. All right. We're gonna wrap it up with some either or questions. All right. So first one, some usually I ask about video game stuff. Like I say PC or console, and then which console. But we already talked about that. So instead, I'm going to start with which one is better, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
All right, nice, nice. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Ooh, you might get me banned.
I know, I know. I love to ask this question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll give you 2 minutes of backstory just so I don't get like beat over the head. But my mother loves Star Wars.
Uh huh.
I had the triple VHS pack. I actually still do.
Uh huh.
So like the originals have a very special place in my heart.
Oh yeah.
I was born in 1992 though, and I was a child when the prequels were coming out,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly what they were releasing them for.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say Revenge of the Sith.
Hey, that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite one too, man. Don't even. I'm right there with you. I'm
And
right
I'm
there.
already, I'm already here, so why not, pop that nail into the coffin? I love the Last Jedi too, man.
I actually, I don't know if I can say I loved it, but I will say I did not hate those movies as much as everybody else.
I mean, I like the Force
I
Awakens. I mean,
enjoyed
it's
them.
New
Oh,
Hope
Force Awakens
too.
was my favorite out of those, but I enjoyed them all. Actually, I didn't hate them like other people did.
I think the Last Jedi tried to do something different and
Yeah.
be more of an artistic creation. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that it was necessarily correct or
Right.
good. Everyone's opinion's valid, but for me,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it subverted so much of what people were expecting.
Hmm.
And J.J. Abrams just completely deleted everything he did with the third one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can all agree that one was not the best.
And then they canned. You see, recently they canned the
How-
Ben Solo movie.
yeah, that would have been cool. They
Like
could have fixed some things.
you don't know your fan base at all, apparently Disney.
I
Well,
know.
actually, really, they don't. They're backing $1 billion to AI. So
I know. I know. So many things. Uh, and I still don't get like. Did you ever read any of the Star Wars books? All the EU stuff. I didn't
yeah,
read
so
all of it, but I read some, and like they had so much there they could have worked with. I don't know why they felt like they had to go do something totally different. I don't know.
yeah, I read a ton of them. I mean, I definitely read like some of the Jedi like training readers
Oh
because I
yeah,
was younger.
yeah.
But then I got really into like I have almost well probably 2023 ish. I'll say I've been off for 2 years, but I have almost a full hardcover collection of the Disney canon ones.
Oh nice.
Not that I've read them all, but I was
Yeah, yeah.
buying them.
Oh yeah. Same,
Yes,
same.
even there, it's like you're giving fans something that they want in a novel form, but then you're missing the point when you're making a feature film, which is crazy to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I also liked Solo, to be honest with you, though, so I might just be on the outskirts of
I,
things.
I liked it too. We're on the same page here, man.
They
So
recast some beloved people, which is really hit or miss. I think they did well. For the fans that thought they were untouchable, I totally get it.
yeah,
But like, I wanted more Han Solo. Like,
yeah,
I was alright with it.
yeah.
And honestly, the end of Darth Maul, like we didn't get a second one, is a travesty in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. I agree. 100%. All right. Next one. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Raphael,
Ooh, nice, nice.
I am one of four siblings.
Okay.
Obviously, I saw the cartoons when we were younger, but like when the live action ones were coming out, we were all old enough to watch them.
Oh yeah.
We all got a Ninja Turtle, and I was given Raphael.
So
So
then
that
it was it.
and the last Ronin series is apparently great, and he's the last one left, so I knew it.
It is so good, so good. Um, all right, I think we'll wrap it up there. We're coming up at an hour and a half, which is crazy. It went by quick, but it did. So first, I just want to say thank you for making the time to come on here and hang out with me. It was a blast, man. I'm excited for all that you got going on, and I definitely will be reading more of your work because I just this little novelette. I read it in one sitting, so people should definitely sign up for your newsletter and get that because it's fantastic and it's going to make them want to read more, just like me. So thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Before I go into my ending spiel, I'll give you the floor to rehash or shout out anything that you want to before we go.
Sure. First and foremost, I mean, shout out to you for having me. Shout out to you for doing this and highlighting other indie authors. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, the fact that we talked for an hour and a half and we don't really know each other other than tweeting at each other is, I mean, it goes to show how great the community is and how many cool people there are.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we all read and like the same stuff, so I assume there's tons of people I get along with. But like actually conversing with someone, answering questions is so sick. I mean,
Yep, I agree.
I'll do it more, and maybe next release we'll meet up again. So
Oh heck yeah! Forever, man. You always got a spot here. Anytime you have a book come out or anything you want to shout out or anything, just let me know.
yeah, well, I appreciate it. I will say shout out to Welcome to Cemetery. I'm trying to get over 100 ratings, as everyone is. That's obviously the first huge hump. Well, I mean, there's plenty of smaller huge humps first, but if you want to check it out, you can get it on Amazon, Ingram if you buy direct, Barnes and Noble, Books.org, any of those things. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and I think it's a great horror crime thriller, and mystery all around, and amalgamation. I don't even know what I'd call it. When people say like, what would you like comp it with? I'm like, I don't know. But I think it's good, and I hope you'll check it out. Shout out, I'm rambling at this point, obviously, but I'll say shout out, obviously, Matt Seth Barnes for the Tales to Cemetery cover artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him handle something more fantasy or sci-fi, so even if you guys are in there, he's very affordable, really easy to work with. He's obviously fantastic at horror, but I'd love to see him take on something new. Or, if you don't, I probably will do it, and then you'll be like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And you could have done it first, so I'm letting you know now. Shout out to Mibble Art. They're great. I believe it's an entirely Ukrainian company, so they're very still prompt and really contacting me during like Eastern Standard Time hours. Was crazy that they were doing that for me. Shout out to Tom Dumbro for starting this journey with The Look of a King. If you have not read that novel yet, what is going on? That is how I would like to end it there. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. If you've watched to this point, that's even crazier because I don't like to hear myself talk at all. So thank you all. Thank you again for having me. And hopefully next time we can get some more beards together. It's been a great time.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah, I agree. It was a blast, and yeah, it's been awesome. So thank you, and thank you, live chat. You guys were awesome, as always. Thanks for hanging out with us, even through the technical difficulties I caused myself. We appreciate you, as always, and thank you if you're watching on replay. We appreciate you as well. Again, everything linked in the description down below. Go check out CJ's stuff. I'm telling you, it is awesome. You're going to love it. And especially, he just came out with a Christmas one. Come on. Perfect timing. Go check it out. So I will be back on this weekend. I'll be back Saturday night, so look for more info about that. I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you, everybody.